I am now creating weekly exclusive content for Patreon, so if you are interested in that, go check out the link down below. And of course, if you want to avoid the random lottery of FIFA points, you want to go straight to the source, buy the players directly, use u7buy.com and use the code TVM at checkout. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to another player review. Yesterday, EA released a card that intrigued me greatly. I wish they'd done something similar to like a Messi. This is obviously an attempt to try and coax people into maybe spending a little bit more than they normally would have done, because this is going to be touted as a cheap Ronaldo. Maybe I've got it in the title, maybe I haven't, I'm not sure. But this card is Portuguese, striker, Italian league, actually links to the big man himself. He's got 4-star, 4-star, high-low work rates, high and average body type, 6'2". It's almost identical to Ronaldo already. Same height, very similar in terms of weak foot skill moves. Ronaldo does have the 5-star skills, of course. High and average body type. It's not what Ronaldo has, because he has his own designated body type, so we're not going to ever replicate that. But in terms of how they feel in game, or how they look in game, I should say, quite similar for sure. 97 acceleration, 94 sprint speed, 93 agility, 73 balance, which is not great, but I don't want to keep saying his name, but basically the stats across the board, there's only 2 in-game stats difference between this and the base Ronaldo, and I'm not going to mention him then for at least another 3 minutes, right? So 90 reactions, 93 ball control, 95 dribbling, 94 composure, 91 finishing, 94 positioning, 93 shot power, poor long shots, volleys and penalties, unfortunately. The passing is, I mean, it's usable for little 1-2s and things, but I wouldn't get creative if I were you. Definitely want to use him as a striker, not as a cam, that's for sure. Physicals across the board, really not bad. I mean, 95 strength is insanely good. I really like that. You know, given the fact that he's 6'2" as well, that's definitely going to come in handy. And then, of course, the stamina could be better, but 86 is, I would say, usable. You know, I wouldn't worry too much about him being needed to be subbed off any, you know, half time or anything. He'll be fine up until the back end of the game, where you would probably normally make your subs anyway. Of course, the jumping could be better, but who really crosses outside of corners? Who really puts the ball into the box? And the aggression, yeah, could definitely be higher, but 73 is, yeah, it is what it is. At least it's not 40. So across the entire spectrum there, you've got a solid card. It's not an amazing card by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a good card, you know, not bad. Now, the price tag of this is 120k. Let me get that out of the way straight away. That's too expensive. For this card, I would maybe be looking at around 70,000 coins, 80 at a push. You do get packs back. I didn't pack anything of note, and I probably made anywhere between 10 and possibly 15k. There were a couple of silvers in there that could have gone for a little bit, and if I would have been really stingy and tried to sort of, I don't know, scrap together every coin I could, then I probably would have made between 10 and 15k back from those packs. So I would imagine you could probably do the same as well. Maybe 10k at a push if you don't pack any decent silvers at all, which is kind of unlikely because nearly every silver sells for something. But with that being said, 120k is a lot of money. So, like, yeah, anything under 100k would have been nice. Even if you have untradables in your club, though, you still have to take into consideration that you are giving up 84, 85 rated players and above. I gave up a couple of team of the seasons. You can go check out what I gave up, actually. 6 o'clock last night, I did the video. I submitted all the teams on there. You can see them there. I gave up some really not good cards, but like high rated cards to get him. But I was very intrigued because obviously this is essentially, and I don't know if it's been 3 minutes, probably not, this is on paper a cheap Ronaldo, because the actual base Ronaldo is about 300,000 coins. This is 120. You're saving over half the money, but you're not going to get the 5-star skills, and you're not going to get the body type and obviously the image and all the rest of it. But you may or may not, we'll have to wait and see, get the same or roughly the same experience from the two cards. Now, depending on where you want to play, how you play particularly, you might want to change up your chem style. Obviously, to sort of to go along with my trying to get him to feel as good as he can do in game. Obviously, you've got to go with something like a sniper. I'm not saying you have to go with a sniper, but you don't need to touch the pace, right? Because that's good enough as it is. You could give him a Deadeye, which obviously improves the passing. And no one would judge you for it, because then you get 92 short passing, 95 vision, 99 shot power, finishing, positioning, but you don't end up touching that agility and that dribbling and all the rest of it. So again, no one would judge you if you went the other way and you went with a sniper. The only difference there is, of course, you're not boosting the long shots, you're not getting anything on that passing at all. So yeah, it's entirely up to you which way you want to go. I have tried both. The Deadeye I found to be a little bit more beneficial in terms of just the effectiveness of getting goals and assists, really, because you can pass now as well as you can shoot. The dribbling across the board already, just the base stats, should be good enough. It's only really a case of if you want to try and improve the balance, should you really be going with that sniper. So with a Deadeye, like I said, you get 95 vision, 92 short passing. Don't play him as a cam, it's a waste. As a striker, very, very capable. Scored a lot of goals for me, had a lot of fun with him. Didn't feel like super agile, but then, you know, who does? Well, I say who does. People who are like 5'10 with 99 agility and balance, they do. But he's got 73 balance, he's 6'2". You wouldn't expect him to feel incredibly mobile. Not to say that he doesn't feel good on the ball, though, because I did actually really, really enjoy myself with this card. The one issue I can't quite put my finger on, maybe it could be balance, I don't know. Sometimes his first touch let him down. Now, you wouldn't expect that to be the case because of his ball control being 93, but maybe, and because I said the word sometimes, you could argue that when maybe he receives the ball or maybe he tries to burst out of the turn, he's not quite on balance. But then I can't ever remember that being the case with Ronaldo, because their balance differences are 2 between them. Ronaldo has 71 and Rafael has 73. So the difference between the two, the base card and the team of the season play moments or team of the season moments, very minimal in that sense. The ultimate question and the whole thing of me sort of comparing him to Ronaldo does come down to, does he actually feel like Ronaldo in game? He's not a million miles away. I won't say that you're going to get the same experience and satisfaction from using Rafael that you will from Ronaldo, because you won't. You know, Ronaldo is Ronaldo. He's irreplaceable. You can't replicate that. They've tried, and they've done a relatively good job, and he does feel kind of like him, and you get the impression that he is capable of scoring some crazy goals and doing some really amazing things. But yeah, there is no substitute for him, and unfortunately, Ronaldo is Ronaldo, and you can't substitute that. But if you don't have the coins to go and get Ronaldo, and maybe you do have a few untradeable red picks or some team of the seasons or whatever, and maybe you are an AC Milan fan, or maybe you are looking for that sort of similar player, I wouldn't rule it out, honestly. I mean, it is expensive. 120k is too much on the wrong side for me. But he is actually a very good card. And even though he doesn't fit the game perfectly, because obviously he is a little bit tall and the balance is a little bit on the low side, his stamina's not amazing, blah, 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 he does still have enough about him for me to sit here and say to you that I enjoyed myself, and I think he is a good player, that even though it is a touch on the expensive side, you might still want to consider if your circumstances dictate. Now, it's very difficult for me to sit here and tell you what you should be doing, because, you know, who am I to tell you, right? You might be in a situation where you don't have that many coins. You might be in a situation where he literally just wouldn't fit your team at all. And that's fine, and that makes sense, and I get it, right? So there are going to be certain people out there who just don't have a use for him, and that's fine. But for me, for someone who, on this account that I've done him on, you know, I use it for content purposes, right? So I'll do all my 6 o'clock content videos on here, and I will do the SBCs for your viewing pleasure, if you will, and I get to review them as well. And then what happens is they tend to get used every now and again if and when I'm reviewing a player of the same league. So all this week, Rafael will get a run out because obviously I'll be reviewing Serie A players. And I'll have my fill this week. I'll probably play 30, 40 games with him. And after that, he will slip into the background, and I'm likely not to use him that often until eventually he will probably end up going into an SBC in July or something. But for those of you who play casually, who maybe have got something in the club that you can offset the price of this and maybe get it down to 50, 60k, He is a lot of fun. You do miss the skills, I will say that much. Negatives, obviously the first touch not great, the stamina's not there, the for the long haul anyway, but then neither, Ronaldo's base stamina is 85, so, there is that. The passing isn't very good. Even with the chem style, the passing isn't the best. But you can score goals, and you can have some fun with it. It's not a competitive card, that's for damn sure, but for a bit of fun in Rivals, yeah, I'm all over it. Unfortunately, as I said several times in this video, it is the wrong side of 100k for me. Underneath 100k, 80, 70, 80k, that would have been bang on, and we could have had a lot of fun with it. It's a shame EA have just tipped it too much. 284 rated teams, maybe that would have been bang on. But yeah, if you have used him, let me know what you think of him in the comment section down below. If you have enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index, the game changed. Download the app now.